Let's start with Matthew Broderick and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You saw a little bit of it earlier.
You letting him stay home? I can't believe this. If I was bleeding out my eyes, you guys would make me go to school. This is so unfair.
Jeannie, please don't be upset with me. You have your health. Be thankful.
These two rich kids living in Chicago's green and golden jungle decide to play hooky from high school, taking along one of their female classmates, and they do this by tricking the dean of students, played wonderfully by Jeffrey Jones.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Mrs. Bueller. It's a fool's paradise. He is just leading you down the primrose path.
I can't believe it.
I've got it right here in front of me. He has missed 9 days.
I asked for a car, I got a computer. How's that for being born under a bad sign?
Also in this perfect cast, directed perfectly by the great John Hughes, are A, the meanest dog you've ever wanted to bite, and B, one of the most wonderful, most chaotic parades, perfectly choreographed. I don't think anyone has better eyes and ears for the sound and habits of today's teenagers than writer-director John Hughes. A wonderful movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, on the 1 to 10 Franklin scale at 10 plus.
But in reality, Matthew's idea of a day off is something a bit more tame. Even the Pied Piper might envy Ferris Bueller's following. Of course, it takes an enormous amount of charm to capture such a huge audience, and Ferris has it. Thanks in part to the young man who plays Ferris Bueller, Matthew Broderick. Broderick, the son of the late actor James Broderick, has been described as everything from streetwise but sweet to a guy who could take your wallet and you'd thank him for it. Such is his appeal. In fact, the only thing that Matthew seems to be lacking is the enormous ego which sometimes accompanies great success in everything from Broadway to films, and that lucky streak seems to be strong with his latest, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
How does that feel to be hot?
Good. Better than the other thing.
You're a guy who obviously didn't just fall into this business. Both parents were involved with it. Your dad was a very, very fine actor who probably knew all the good points and bad points about this profession.
Yeah.
Did he warn you at all?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I had a pretty realistic view of the business. You know, I grew up. He was out of work sometimes, and so I knew how hard it could be, and I knew how great it could be when he had successes.
Pardon me for an outsider not in your family to say this. It's an obvious thing, but what a shame that he's not around for all of this.
Yeah, it is a terrible shame.
I mean, he'd be proud, but also scratching his head a little bit.
Yeah. No, it would have been great. I mean, I think.
Yeah. He also taught you about the craft of what you do and respect for the art of what you're doing, aside from just the be popular aspect of it.
Oh, sure. I did a lot of plays in high school that he did see. You know, I did 10 plays in high school, and he was always there. So he didn't see a lot of the success, but he saw me act quite a bit.
Matthew, you strike me and a lot of other people as the kind of person who not only is very successful now, but who probably will be a very good actor 30 years from now. And is that something you want to be then?
Yeah, I hope so.
You ever think that far ahead?
Not really, but it's something I'd hate to, not get work when I get older. I mean, it's something you a teeny bit try to make happen. I mean, make it last a little. I don't want to get too much right now.
Well, you've gotten a lot.
I know. Well, you can't control it, all that stuff too well. I mean, if I see a good part, I do it.
Do you get scared at all?
When I'm choosing?
Yeah.
Yeah, very. But really hard to know how things are going to come out. Ferris, I never knew what the hell it was going to turn out, what it was going to become, because it was so disjointed the way we made it that I couldn't keep track of what it was going to look like. I couldn't remember what that scene was or this scene was. It just was this project that I didn't know what it was going to turn into.
Ferris Bueller does take a day off. He ditches school, he ditches life, he goes out and has a good time. Are you capable of doing that now?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm actually trying to do right now. I just finished another film a week ago called Project X. But I'm tired. I did a lot in a row, and I want to have Matthew Broderick's Day Off. So I'm gonna, I haven't had a break where I didn't have a job on the horizon in nearly 6 years. So
what is your day off like?
I don't know yet. I'm just not like Ferris is. I don't have a desire to do a lot like him. You know, I just kind of want to hang out and watch game shows.
Well, it's a noble aspiration.
Yeah, it's pretty tough life for me.
He's not going to have a lot of time for Wheel of Fortune.
No, I don't
He's
think
got
so.
a pretty busy schedule.
He's just got to sleep on those days off when he gets them.